And we like to bring on people that have firsthand experience as to what is going on. And we're very pleased to bring on a person now from Del Rio, Texas. He's a photographer and a content creator. And he went down to Eagle Pass to investigate what we were hearing about Governor Abbott deploying 10 armored personnel carriers there to the border. And let's say hello to Auden Cabello, who is with us. Hey, Auden, how are you? Good day.
I'm doing well. How about yourself? Great to be with you.
Thank you so much for your time. And Auden, what made you want to go down to Eagle Pass to investigate?
Yeah, well, I've been covering the border mainly here in Del Rio and Acuña ever since we had the Haitian encampment underneath our international bridge. And ever since then, I've been covering the border. And with yesterday's news that Governor Abbott was sending additional resources under his declaration of an invasion, I went to Eagle Pass, where it's been one of those borders where we've had numerous crossings, groups of up to 300, 400. And it's a hot spot. So I figured I'd go there and monitor the situation, see what Governor Abbott, if any of his invasion measures had been implemented. And to my surprise, I was expecting more presence of DPS or National Guard, and it was the contrary. I saw less National Guard. I didn't see any armored vehicles or any additional resources that I was expecting to see. What I did see was more of groups crossing and being transported by Border Patrol agents.
So you just saw business as usual, right, on where just the continued flow of illegals into the country, right?
That's correct. And it's nonstop. Just today I was monitoring the situation from colleagues. And once again, it's a large group crossing. And it seems like there's nothing in place right now that's going to stop this flow.
Now, of course, when Title 42 is lifted, we understand it's going to be an even greater flow. So we're going to have to get ready for even more. The numbers that I'm looking at are eye-popping, 5.5 million, and then another million gotaways. So we're looking at numbers that are just astronomical. Obviously, I think the Border Patrol is having a hard time. I'm hearing that you have agents that are depressed. You've had several suicides in recent weeks. They're overwhelmed. And I would have hoped that Texas would have been doing everything they can, sending National Guard, sending vehicles. But it doesn't look like that is the case. Why isn't the governor doing more, Auden?
Well, that's a great question. And looking at his declaration of the invasion, everything that's listed on there is the same thing that's been executed under Operation Lone Star, which was implemented when we had the Haitians underneath our international bridge. And Operation Lone Star has been in place. It has not been very effective, other than funnel the migrants through certain areas, but not necessarily deter them. Now, yesterday I did see migrants that were being expelled by Border Patrol at the international bridge. And these migrants are in Mexico. They're on hold. They monitor the situation just like we do. They know December 21st, that's when Title 42 is going to end. And speaking with some of them, they're waiting for this date. So here on the border, we're expecting a major flood. And just to quote one of the agents on the ground, he said, right now we're bombarded. We're expecting 3 to 4 times more these numbers once Title 42 is lifted December 21st.
And the numbers have already been astronomical, and they're going to get worse. It's just sort of unreal. I don't know why the Texas governor doesn't have every available National Guard member down there. I don't know why other states aren't contributing. I don't know why he's not building his own wall. I mean, as he said, it's an invasion. It's an emergency. The federal government's not doing it. I think the Texas governor has authority. I don't know why more isn't getting done. It's really frustrating. Tell us, if you could, Auden, about the migrants. Do you talk to some of those about motivations, about why they're coming here, the countries they're coming from?
Yes, I do talk to them. Some on the Mexican side prior to them crossing, others on the U.S. side once they've crossed and have been processed. And for the most part, these are from Venezuela, Cuba, Nicaragua, and Colombia. Now, a month ago, the Biden administration put an end to the Venezuelans under Title 42. but you still have a lot of countries that are coming across. According to Chief Patrol Owens out of Del Rio sector, he quoted saying over 100 countries have crossed just to this sector alone. And one of the things that I'm hearing from them is that they're fleeing their countries because they see a better opportunity in the United States. So they're not necessarily coming because of persecution or whatever requirements are needed for political asylum. It's more for opportunities that they're coming for. And that's why most of these migrants are called economic migrants, because they're simply looking for a better job, better opportunity.
And they know they know they're not going to be deported, right? So they know they're going to get benefits. They know that they're going to be able.
Right now.
Yeah, right. And then I guess a lot of these folks do send money back home and send money to their families, and that is sort of an economic boost to these countries where these migrants come from, correct?
Exactly, and that's why a lot of these countries, including Mexico, they're not cooperating with the United States to put a stop to this because they're all benefiting from it. And on that point as well, just talking to the migrant, they know that, come December 21st, when they'll be able to come into the United States, when there's no more Title 42, which has been the big deterrent, Title 42 and being deported. It happened with the Haitians. Once they were being deported, the flow immediately stopped. And I also saw it with the Venezuelans a month ago. With Title 42, once they're being expelled, the flow has stopped. We don't see any more. I haven't seen any more Venezuelans crossing Eagle Pass. There's a few exceptions, but for the most part, that flow has completely stopped. So that's the one tool that's been very effective, deportations. And I think Governor Abbott should reach at the federal level and work out something. If he really wants to make a difference, is not only have Operation Lone Star and Invasion in place, but also look for ways to expel more migrants. And I think that'll stop the flow.
We can't handle it, Auden. We cannot get by economically. There's a host of problems that are introduced. Of course, criminal justice issues, illegal drug issues. How influential in what you see, Auden, are the Mexican drug cartels?
They're very influential on the Mexican side, and they've been able to maneuver and manipulate where these large groups are crossing, and they're using that to their advantage, not only to enrich themselves with the migrants, but also with illegal drugs that they're also crossing through ports of entry. So they're a big factor. I know Governor Abbott listed that in his declaration of invasion, going after the Mexican cartels. But yet again, I don't see how he can do it without working with the Mexican officials, which he already signed agreements with, but they have not been effective at all. You would have expected numbers to go down. And again, to the contrary, numbers went up as far as illegal crossings into the country.
We're in a mess, Auden, and I thank you so much for your reporting on this. Hope to have you back on. We're going to keep covering this. The American people need to know that the Biden administration's lies about this need to be exposed. The border's not secure. It's not closed. Obviously, we're seeing historic numbers coming in. So their comments are ridiculous. And we're going to now talk about their borders are. So, Auden, thank you so much. Appreciate you and your work, and thanks for being with us.